This is Teacher PD. I'm John Van Duzen, and in this video, we're going to talk about 3 easy ways you can get more steps at work. And even if you're not a teacher, stick around because this will apply to you too. Something that's become real popular lately is these step trackers. They make all different kinds. Mine happens to be a Samsung. My wife has a Fitbit. There's the Apple Watch keeps track of your steps, but it's a really neat way to kind of keep track of how far you're walking in order to make sure you're getting enough steps. And we set our daily step goals to try to stay as active as we can. And I think during this pandemic, it's been even harder because I spend most of my time right here, sitting in front of my computer, teaching students unless we go face to face. All right. So I'm going to cover 3 easy ways that you can get more steps while at work. Now, this is based off of my middle school environment, but you can put it into work at your elementary, at your high school, at your office building if you're not a teacher. I'm going to show you 3 easy ways. Here we go. Step number 1, I call it going the extra mile. This is instead of taking the shortest route to get something that you do throughout the day, you take a little bit longer. And I'm going to cover 3 different ones. First one is coffee. I have a Keurig in the back of my classroom, which is absolutely amazing. I can go back there, get a fresh cup of coffee anytime I want. But when it comes from a step counting point of view, the biggest problem is it's only 9 steps away. It's 9 steps away from the front of my room. And if I'm walking around helping students, it's even less than that. I can literally do a drive-by with my coffee cup, hit the button, do another drive-by 1 minute later and have a fresh cup of coffee. But if I'm looking to get more steps, I'm going to take the longer route and I'm going to go down to the office. Now, the office, the coffee pot is 97 steps away. So round trip, instead of getting 18 steps to the front of my room and back, I'm going to get 194 steps. So let's say I get 2 cups of coffee in the morning. Let's go with 3. So I get 3 cups of coffee in the morning. If I were to just stay in my classroom, and this is assuming I start from the front of my room, I'm only going to get 54 steps in. If I go down to the office, I'm going to get 582 steps. That's 528 extra steps for something that I do every day anyways. Now, you always take a risk when you go down to the office coffee machine. I think our office ladies do an amazing job with the coffee, but sometimes it's lounge coffee. You can float a stapler in it, and sometimes it's empty. But if you're looking to get some extra steps, you can kind of steal them away from your coffee run. Instead of going to the close coffee maker, go to one that is further away. Along with going the extra mile, we're going to talk about filling your water bottle. I drink a lot of liquids throughout the day, a lot of coffee, a lot of water. So the nearest bottle filler station to my classroom is 47 steps away. So that's 94 steps round trip from the front of my classroom to fill my water bottle and come back. If I choose to go to the bottle filler downstairs, which really only takes me an extra 45 seconds to a minute, that's 190 steps one way. So that's 380 steps round trip. Now, let's say I fill my water bottle 3 times a day, just like my coffee. If I do that with the upstairs bottle filler, the close one, I'm going to get 282 steps. But if I choose to go to the one downstairs, I'm going to get 1,140 steps. That means that I'm gaining 858 more steps just filling my water bottle. And since we're talking about steps, an added bonus to using the coffee machine and the water bottle filling machine downstairs, extra bonus, is literal steps. Now, part 3 of going the extra mile is kind of related to the first 2. If we drink 3 cups of coffee and we drink 3 full water bottles, we're going to need to use the bathroom. The closest bathroom to my classroom is 45 steps away. That's only 90 steps round trip. And let's be honest, sometimes that 45 steps is plenty long enough. But if I have the extra time and the extra capacity, I will go to the next closest bathroom, which is 110 steps away. Again, saying that we use the bathroom 3 times a day, not including lunch, that's 270 steps if I use the close bathroom, 660 steps if I use the far one. That means I'm getting 390 extra steps that day just for walking a little bit further to the bathroom. Now, I did not plan this out on purpose, but as a history teacher, specifically a US history teacher, this makes me really excited. I did not plan this out, but if I add up all the extra steps I get from going to the coffee machine in the office, using the water bottle filler downstairs and using the further bathroom, I get an extra 1,776 steps just for doing things I normally do throughout the day. 1776. I like it. Tip number 2, get a partner. Get an accountability partner. This can be somebody that works in your building or maybe at a different building. And with the way we use technology now, it's super, super simple. Some smartwatches and Fitbits and whatnot have ways that you can actually partner up with people through the app. But personally, I like to just have a partner inside the building with me. Somebody I can text at the 5-minute break and say, hey, I have 6,000 steps. How many do you have? And that's just a great way to keep each other accountable on making sure you go that extra mile, making sure you go for that walk at lunch or during your prep time. So step number 2, super simple, but super important. Get a partner. And the third tip I'm going to share with you is wear the right shoes. When I first started teaching, I was all about wearing the dress shoes to work. My shoes always looked good. I would spend time polishing them. And then I kind of transferred into cowboy boots because they were a lot more comfortable and seemed to be more practical. They're still dressy enough for work, but they just seem to fit better and more comfortable. But now I have just changed to straight up walking shoes. I've been teaching for a while. I know that my dress is not as important as my lessons and my relationships with the kids, so I wear my walking shoes. Now, my walking shoes look fine, but by wearing the correct footwear to work, I am way more apt to go for a quick walk during that 5-minute break. I'm way more likely to go downstairs to the coffee machine or to the water bottle filler. When I'm wearing my dress shoes or my cowboy boots, they're not as comfortable to walk in, so I just don't do it. But when I'm wearing my walking shoes, that's when I get those extra steps that I'm not even looking for. Just to recap, the 3 easy steps to get more steps at work are: first, go the extra mile, whether that means getting coffee, getting water, or going to the bathroom. Step number 2, get an accountability partner, somebody in your building or in the next building over that you have a similar schedule to, that you can text throughout the day and keep track of how many steps each other gets. It doesn't have to be a competition, but it's a fun way to just keep each other accountable. And step number 3 was wear the right shoes. If you're wearing nice dress shoes, or ladies, if you're wearing heels, you're way less likely to go for that extra 200, 400 steps when your feet aren't comfortable. So wear your walking shoes to work. Now, if you got some value out of this video, please hit like, but I'm also going to hit you with a bonus tip here about how to get more steps. When I showed my steps count at the beginning of this video, it was up over 6,000, and I'm recording this at 7:30 in the morning. How did you get so many steps so early in the morning, you might ask? I get up just a little bit earlier. So if you really want to supercharge your step count, I'm going to ask that you just set that alarm for 25 to 35 minutes earlier than you usually get up and go for a walk. When I go for a walk, there's usually nobody on the road. I carry a flashlight to make sure I'm safe, but I supercharge that step count. And with just a 20-minute walk in the morning, you can start off with 2,400 steps. So when you get to school, you're up over 3,000 before your day even starts. So this morning I went for a 48-minute walk and I came home, I had 5,900 steps. So by the time I got to school, I'd be well over 6,000 on my way towards my goal of 12,000. So if you can, and you're willing, and you really want to make a difference in your step count, I'm going to ask, just set that alarm just a little bit earlier and go for a walk. That accountability partner of yours, first, after they pick their jaw up off the ground, they might start doing the same thing too. Again, if you got some value out of this video, please go down and hit like. And down in the comments section below, leave different ways that you kind of get extra steps throughout the day by just doing the normal things, whether that's getting coffee, water, the bathroom, whether you're taking that extra long route to the conference room. Leave down in the comments below whatever it is you do to get extra steps throughout your day. Till next time, this has been Teacher PD.